we'll start here. Here we are.
Single lane coming up. This is that little yellow house with the playground behind it. It's like a guest thing or I forget what that.
No, it's a tavern. It's a little cafe.
But that was somehow a public kind of thing.
Yes, it's a cafe.
This is the Elks Lodge around this. There's a lot of nothing.
We got the Coes Pond Beach. Here we have the bizarre
The start of insanity.
parking situation. So we got a travel lane, we got a turn lane on the left, we got parking on the right, and then a no parking lane, and then a bike lane. With the idea that cars, when they open their doors, don't open them into bikes.
Unless they're passengers, in which case the passenger opens it into the bike.
We have a person with their left turn signal on heading towards cones.
Trying to warn people that making it impossible to actually park there.
Well, I think the reason they have the dash lines on the right side of the car parking is for the passenger car, but then you have these cars that park in the place.
Yes, because they're afraid of the people driving down the street, or they want a little room for themselves to open the door.
So the drivers are going to open their doors right into traffic, but the passengers won't open their doors right into bicycles.
Drivers have always had the issue of opening their door into traffic, and that's,
I suppose,
part of them being a driver and that should know better. Whereas passengers are not necessarily driver educated. We do not require any bicycle training.
I like how they have a do not pass sign. There's a person parking right in the middle of the
bike. Well, he's not quite in the bike lane, but
post office people
offices.
right in the bike lane.
That's going to get somebody fired when you publish that.
No, it'll just be re-education time.
So what do you want me to do when I get to the end of the road?
However we can legally get around.
Oh, this was the insanity too, where the bike lane and the turn lane switch places.
Alright, we got a bike lane.
So right now we've got a go straight lane and a bike lane, but the bike lane cuts left to create a lane to the right of the bike lane. And here the bikes are driven into the curb. Slam your bicycle into the curb. Instead of like bike lane ends, warning, warning. Alright. Gaston out en flame.
Oh, interesting.
It is Gaston.
I've never been.
This is not marked as right turn only or anything like that. So you would think that a lot of people make right turns here because they would have taken the other route at the previous spot if they were going anywhere other than to Gaston's. Hello, Gaston. Oh, wow.
Oh, look, it's a biker.
He's not using a bike thing.
We should ask the biker what they think of the bike lanes.
The biker is using a helmet.
That's good.
He seems to be an actual biker, as opposed to these kids going up the opposite sidewalk with their fishing gear. This road would take us to Pine Acres. Or the Bedrock Golf Course. Or the Worcester Airport. But we aren't going to any of those places. Or Steaks Pub. Hey, Steaks Pub. Right. We will momentarily take a right turn, Clyde. Not as momentarily as these folk. There used to be a Ace Hardware store or something in there. Ace or a True Value, or are they the same thing? I don't even remember. But there was a little hardware store. They seem to have a right-on-right opportunity. Okay, so they want the bikes to go right down the middle.
No, see, bikes get to go to the right.
Well, they were inviting bikes to be hood ornaments back there. Airport Hill. Famous cycling training run. We played a little fast pitch softball over here back in the day. That's a nice wide bike lane.
Cone. There's a cone.
Seems pretty easy to park, right?
Yep, I would agree.
You know. And they seem to have it set up with a line for each driveway and one parking spot in front of each home. This guy's in front of an intersection, so he doesn't get a parking spot.
Oh, that's sad.
Well, they did respect the driveways. Mostly.
Single lane traffic only.
It's an interesting little half moon.
Trimming the verge. I think those people are all parked in the bike lane, aren't they? Oh no, the bike lane's moved. The bike lane moved to the outer layer. And now the bike lane's moving to the inner layer.
You need a college degree in bike laneology to follow this thing.
Well, I guess for kid drop-off, they want the kids close to the sidewalk. But yes, it means you have to keep track of where you're supposed to go. Got a bus spot.
And there are thoughts like, well, you know, they could paint the bike lane, but painted road is one of the worst things that bike lanes have to deal with. Bikes have to deal with. The any of these painted lines get super slick for the narrow tires of a bike or even a motorcycle if there's the least little bit of wet going on.
Quite a lot of people at the speedway. Well, I guess those are probably all cars waiting to be repaired.
As evidenced by the fact that it doesn't have a front end.
Oh, I didn't see that one. That's optional.
Just a no left front fender.
And we are
Goodbye,
back
water.
out.
Goodbye, little park. Goodbye, whatever you are. And
Alright.
we are now out of the insanity.
Out of the bike lane path.
It is
Bye.